EF-1 tornado barrels through Slidell.
We just dove for cover and got in fetal position. We was on top of each other.
As you can see over here in the McDonald's parking lot, we got four vehicles that are heavily damaged. One's on its side.
Hundreds of homes and businesses damaged.
I've seen damage, but not stuff like mangled to this scale, like entire buildings. It's ripped off bricks, roofs, everything.
Other communities underwater.
Definitely, we need to take some action because this happens a lot.
Neighbors on the South Shore demanding answers about flooded streets that took hours to recede. We've got team coverage of it all coming up now on Fox 8 News at 9.
Good evening, I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Meg Gatto. Now that today's severe weather has moved out, people across the viewing area face the task of cleaning up the damage left behind.
Yeah, especially for those impacted by a confirmed EF-1 tornado in Slidell. If you look at this latest power outage map from the Washington St. Tammany Co-op, more than 5,600 customers remain without power on the North Shore tonight. Lauren McCoy is live tonight from Slidell, where people spent the day surveying the damage.
Yeah, Lee and Meg, that's right. People are here in Slidell cleaning up, picking up the pieces from that EF-1 tornado that passed through here, destroying parts of the community here. Right now, I am on Old Spanish Trail near Adams Street, not far from the interstate. And you can see behind me, I'm going to take a step back. This, across the street, is an apartment complex. You see that you have the downed trees. The people in this complex, we are told, have been displaced, dozens of people. So tonight they are staying in shelters, and I know that the Red Cross was said to be helping those residents. But also earlier today, where I'm standing right now, parish, state, and local leaders came together for a news conference to update the public, those thousands upon thousands of people out there who are affected by this. David Jones was there at that news conference. David, what was the big takeaway from that press conference?
So, Lauren, look, the big takeaway, both Mayor Greg Cromer, Parish President Mike Cooper told me that Slidell is going to be coming back bigger and better than ever. They said that the rebuilding is going to start immediately. Parish President Mike Cooper also said that he estimates hundreds of homes and businesses have been damaged by today's storms. Cooper was joined by other local leaders, including the Slidell Mayor, Police Chief, State Police, and Superintendent of Schools in a press conference earlier this evening. Earlier today, Mayor Greg Cromer told me the damage across Slidell is extensive. Both he and Cooper said that they would anticipate that the National Weather Service would be upgrading this tornado. Right now, as mentioned, it has been categorized as an EF-1. Despite all the damage, no deaths reported parish-wide. Some minor injuries were reported, though. Governor Landry personally called both Cooper and Cromer before the press conference to offer the state's assistance, along with Insurance Commissioner Tim Temple. No curfew is in place here in Slidell, but as crews work to assess the damage on Old Spanish Trail, leaders say the biggest thing people could do to help them is to stay home and off the roads for the time being. Several faith-based groups will be on the ground tomorrow to aid in recovery, and a further damage assessment will be done tomorrow by the National Weather Service, which could, again, potentially lead to the upgrade of this tornado. Now, they held this press conference near where we're standing right now. Let's take a listen to some of what they had to say.
I never thought I'd be standing here with something like this today when I got up this morning. This has been a catastrophic event for the city of Slidell. It's catastrophic, not at the level of Katrina, but these folks that own this business here and this church here, this business over here, and these 50 residents that live in the place behind me, it's catastrophic to them.
Along Military Road on the east, many neighborhoods have sustained tremendous damage with trees falling into homes. We ask our citizens to contact us, those who have damage in the unincorporated areas, to contact us at damage@stpgov.org to report damage to your home so that our building officials can come to your home and make an assessment so that we can add the value of homes and damages that we've sustained here in St. Tammany Parish.
Now, as for those 50 or so residents displaced by the damage at this apartment building here on Old Spanish Trail, officials say they have been relocated to a parish shelter. Cromer thanked the agencies that are assisting, as well as the community, saying they will need assistance with the cleanup and rebuilding process but that they just aren't there yet. Now, important to note here, the school superintendent also spoke at this press conference. He said that St. Tammany Parish Public Schools would remain closed tomorrow as those school employees have to go and conduct those damage assessments at those school facilities. Parish offices will also remain closed tomorrow because the parish is actually sending their employees to help in the cleanup.
I mean, and we've seen the damage today, David, not just in this area of Slidell, but we've been on a Pontchartrain Drive where businesses there are rebuilding, and also a subdivision called a French Branch subdivision, and that's off Gauze Boulevard. Homes there extremely damaged. Chris Welty has more from that area.
Here in the French Branch subdivision, the damage is quite extensive. We're on Rue Acadian, and take a look at this backyard. You can see pieces of board, insulation, HVAC, all tossed around the backyard. There's trees that are snapped, others completely uprooted. But take a look at this. Not only do we have all of this debris, but a ceiling fan from, take a look, the bedroom on the back of the house. Quite extensive, the damage. I did speak with the homeowner's brother. He tells me that his brother as well as his nephew were inside the house, and when his nephew got to the bottom step, that's when the tornado hit their home. He says thankfully they were all physically okay. Of course, they'll be dealing with the thoughts of this storm for quite a while. His brother also tells me that this isn't the first time the homeowner has had to deal with a tornado. His home was hit in St. Bernard Parish following Hurricane Katrina, so he's had to rebuild before, and he'll have to do it yet again. Unfortunately, there's no timeline on the cleanup process. So many people are still processing the extent of the damage to their homes, and like I said, this is just one home in this subdivision that received extensive damage. Take a look at this video from Rue Juno, not too far from here, still in the French Branch subdivision. 2 homes sustained major roof damage. A third sustained moderate roof damage. We talked with one homeowner in that subdivision who says he is a combat veteran, and he says he'd rather serve overseas than to deal with another tornado.
I think I'd rather be serving my country than going through a tornado. I felt blessed. I had no complaints compared to how other people suffered a lot of loss.
And power crews are going to be working around the clock to try and restore service, but for so many, there's no timeline on when power might return. Reporting in Slidell, Chris Welty, Fox 8 Local First.
And you heard Chris Welty right there saying that there is no timeline right now of when power will be restored for those thousands of residents out there. Again, he was in the French Branch subdivision. We are on Old Spanish Trail right now, not far from the interstate. And earlier today, I was on Pontchartrain Drive, where we actually spoke to some business owners there who have to literally pick up all of the pieces and start over. So we will have sound from that. But something that I know about people here in Slidell, something that I know very personally, is that we are resilient and we will get through this. And again, we've been seeing a lot of people here coming together, helping their neighbor, and that's what this is about. And I know that this is day 1 of this recovery, but there's so many more days and weeks to come. And I know, and we know, and we've seen it, that they will rebuild, and they will be rebuild stronger. So for now, live in Slidell off of Old Spanish Trail, I'm Lauren McCoy, Fox 8 Local First.